Hey guys, it's Chris at Highline Guitars, and it's time for another Luthier's Quick Tips. Today's quick tip is when you're building your guitar, before you get too far into the process of finishing the guitar, I'm talking about applying stain, paint, clear coats, that kind of thing, I suggest that you do a complete assembly. That means installing your bridge, your pickups, your electronics, your tuners, strap buttons, pretty much all of it, the jack, everything. And the reason you want to do that is because the process of assembling your guitar can be fairly rough on the finish. And one of the ways to avoid the potential of damaging the finish is to do, I call it a pre-assembly or an initial assembly. And this will allow you to drill the holes, get everything installed, make sure everything lines up, and then you can disassemble the guitar and start to apply your finish. This is especially important if you're building a guitar from scratch, because so often you'll discover you missed drilling a particular hole for one of the components. I oftentimes will forget to drill the holes for my truss rod cover and occasionally the strap buttons, because everything else is so much more important, it seems like. At any rate, you don't want to have to drill those holes after you've already applied your finish, and especially if you're planning to buff out the clear coats to a high gloss shine, because the act of assembling the guitar means you're going to be doing a lot of handling, and that can get fairly rough on the finish and can cause scratches, which can be really difficult to remove in certain areas, especially once you get the strings on. So I always tell people, do an initial assembly. You can even go as far as to do your initial fret leveling and crowning, because that whole process can be pretty rough on the guitar. And once you've got all that done, you can strip the guitar completely down and then finish with your final sanding, applying your stains and dyes and paints, clear coats, whatever. Then once you've got all that done, you can do the final assembly, and you'll find that if you did an initial assembly, the final assembly is so much easier to do. And doing an initial assembly will also allow you to check the alignment of all your components, because even if you took great efforts to make sure that everything was lined up, you want to make sure when you check the alignment of the neck, the pickups, and your bridge, that everything lines up the way it's supposed to. And if anything's off, you have the opportunity to fix it at that point, because you haven't applied your finish yet. So if you need to shift your pickups a little bit or shift the bridge, you can do that. Then you can re-drill holes if necessary. And in the case of painting a guitar, you can cover up where those old holes were. So it's beneficial to do that initial assembly, not just to avoid damaging the finish, but also to make sure that everything is going to line up. And then once you're ready to do your final assembly, you'll have to go in and clean out finish from all the holes that you drilled. And that's not that big a deal. You just grab the appropriate size drill bit and clean it out. And like with the tuners, you can use a reamer to clean out the tuner holes. And same thing with your holes for your pots and switches and everything. And you can clean out the holes for string through ferrules and do all that. And you'll also find that if you were spraying on a finish, you tend to get less buildup of finish inside those holes than you would if you were wiping it on or brushing it on. So that's this week's quick tip. Do a pre-assembly or an initial assembly before you do the final assembly, and try to do that before you apply your finish. It just makes life a lot easier. So I hope you found that this episode to be useful, and as always, give me a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe, click that subscribe button, hit the bell for notification. And if you'd like to show this channel some support, head over to eguitarplans.com. Link is in the description below. And you can purchase a plan for a guitar or one of the different types of tools that I use to build guitars, like my drum sander or my CNC machine, flip top workbenches, pickup winders, all that good kind of stuff. And even if you don't make whatever plan you purchase, just know that your purchase is helping to keep this channel going. So until the next episode, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.